This is Michael Gerace with Michelangelo's Plumbing, Inc. We are at 4252 Fair Avenue, Studio City, California, 91602. And that is Acema Ardmore. And it is November 26th, 2020. We're performing a video sewer inspection through the 4-inch cast iron cleanout at the back of the house. I don't know, I believe this is unit number 12. We're on the run of where unit number 16 is, and I believe number 12. So we're running at the back of the building, and this is a cast iron clean out. And this is the back yard of the unit that we're running in. And this is our cast iron waistline clean out. We're going to zero out our camera monitor right here so we get a good accurate reading. Okay, we're zeroed out. We're going to begin running our camera through. This heads out toward the parking garages. And got a lot of debris. A lot of debris in the line. Might have to get out and try and rinse the camera off. There we go. We're going to run a little bit of water, try and rinse this camera lens off. Pause for a moment. We're just running some water down into the clean out. Try and rinse our camera lens off a little bit. We had a lot of debris. Some water. We're just going to push out with the water, and then as we pull back, then we'll view the line. Makes it very difficult to try and push through the line and be able to see anything. Every time we move, we get debris on the camera lens. This will just help us out a little bit, help us get out a little bit further as well. I know we had some areas in the garage, and these lines are older lines. To try and locate on the way back, and I believe they went underneath the building and through the hallway area out by the laundry room and then into the parking garage. From what I recall, it's been quite a while since I've run this line, but best of my knowledge, from what I recall. Pause that for a moment. Just going to run out. We're in water now. We're in water. We might have a major offset right here from what I can feel. I'm hitting something really hard. I just got over something. We're hitting the face of the pipe. That line's pretty full. As you can see, the water's not draining, it's just churning. And now we come out of that belly. Had a huge belly in there. Because as we back up, we go up underneath water. We go under the water, and you see everything just churning. So That's telling me we have a belly, we have a big dip in the line. It's probably gotten worse over the years. We've had issues with this line for a long time. We're gonna go ahead and just run out a little further. Now it looks to me like we may be into ABS plastic possibly. We're gonna try and locate this fitting. So we're gonna pause for a minute. We're gonna go ahead and put our locator on and see if we can locate this area. Okay, we've run out of ways, and we are now out by the end of the driveway area. We're running some water, and we've transitioned to our vitreous clay. We're going to try and see if we can get up and over this area. Don't know that we can because we're already out 200 feet. Very difficult. We've gone through so many turns that I can't push past this area. We would need to probably put a mainline clean out in, maybe in the garage area underneath where the black Silverado hybrid truck is. It's on the north side of the building and on the garage area in line with, I believe, unit 12 and 16 down that line. And it's right in the end stall. We've marked this area where it transitions to ABS plastic. We're going to pull back to about 118 feet or so, 115 feet, and we'll transition to cast iron. Then we're going to mark it in the hallway, double check it. And I know that we had some offset joints where we hit the face of the joint and it was just stopping us. It was difficult to get over, and we had to pull the camera back and jump over that area. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to pull back from here because I can't get out any further. I am going to go check this real quick though, and I'm going to locate this area. Okay, we are at the transition. We have a mainline clean out right here where we are, back about 1.5 feet, 2 feet. There's a black ABS plastic mainline sewer clean out in the planter area right up against the front of the building on the far north side of the building. And we're going to pull back just a tiny bit. And that's where our mainline sewer clean out is, right there. Right there. That's the inlet. Got some water running. Got some people using the water right now. Everybody's home this time. We're going to pull back. We didn't see any issues with the ABS plastic. Pull back. We're going to pull back to about 118 feet. And then we'll take a look at the line there again. And then we'll pull back to about 95 to 100 feet. And we'll see what the line looks like at that point. We had some offsets and we had some big bellies in the line. We ran all the way out. And we couldn't get out into the street past the vitreous clay, but we can run through the clean out at the front of the building, and we can check the rest of it into the street, make sure that we don't have any issues with these tremors and earthquakes that we've had, that it hasn't caused any major issues in the street. I think our biggest issue right now is all the cast iron piping up underneath the building and under the walkway area, the concrete walkway area between the garage and the buildings, and under the concrete where the truck is, the black Silverado hybrid truck. Continue pulling back. We should transition here in a moment to vitreous clay, but we also go underwater. Makes it very difficult to try and see anything. So we're already back. We're in the parking space area. We're coming back to the building. Coming back to the building where the hallway is between the parking garage and the building. We're going to try right here to pause and just locate this area. Okay, now we've marked this area in the hallway. And as you can see, we got a lot of buildup, a lot of corrosion in the cast iron pipe and fittings. That's a ton of buildup right there. That's a huge amount of buildup. And we're actually getting stuck right there a little bit. Very large amount of buildup. I believe this was just hydrojetted, and apparently they didn't do that great of a job if they hydrojetted this line, because there's a ton of buildup in there that should have been cleaned up hydrojetting. Ton of debris in here, ton of scale buildup. I mean, look at the ruts in this. And that's going to catch paper. That's going to catch paper. That's going to catch waste. And there's huge ruts in there. This was not hydrojetted well at all. I don't know if hydrojetting would really do a great amount of service to this line, because it is older. It's probably past its life expectancy. If you hydrojet this thing and get it good and clean, you're liable to put some holes through it, but it wasn't hydrojetted to a point to even try and descale it a little bit. Pull back. Coming back toward our clean out, there's a lot of rust and debris and a lot of scale in there. Coming all the way back toward our waistline clean out at the back of the building, pulling up, pulling out of our clean out. Now we'll conclude our waistline and sewer line inspection from the back clean out, the waistline clean out on the northeast side of the property. Okay, we are at the front of the building now on Fair Avenue for Kmart Ardmore, and this is the front of the building, and we're going to run through a 4-inch ABS plastic mainline sewer clean out that's kind of in the bushes over here. We're going to pause for a moment and we're going to go ahead and zero out our camera monitor. We couldn't reach the city sewer from all the way in the back. We were too far back there and too many turns. But we did get to this mainline clean out. We're going to drop down and we should transition immediately to vitreous clay when we get in. Maybe not immediately, maybe just a moment. There we go. Okay, we're not in that far, because we dropped down about 3 to 4 feet, and then we're out about 6 feet, so we're underneath the sidewalk area. So we're at the transition from ABS plastic to vitreous clay. We just want to check the joints, make sure that everything looks good, that the earthquakes and earth movement didn't cause a lot of issues. And yeah, we definitely have a major issue. And I think it's right by this tree. You have major root intrusion here. And we're going to locate this area. You've got about a 70 to 80% obstruction right there at least. So we're going to locate this area and mark it. Okay, we've marked this area. And we are on the building side of the sidewalk. This thing turns and goes to the left. And we are at 5 feet 11 inches deep. And we marked it with an orange flag, which we'll show on the way back. So we've got quite a bit of roots in this section of the line in the vitreous clay. See what the rest of the joints look like. That joint appears to be in pretty fair condition. That joint appears to be in pretty fair condition as well. Piping appears to be pretty fair right now. Now we have another pretty large root coming in off the left. The feeder root on that thing's pretty big. We're just going to mark this area. It's not terrible at this point, but needs to be taken care of, cleaned up, and maybe flushed with Root X at least. We're just going to mark this area real quick. Okay, we just marked the sidewalk area at 6 foot 11 inch, excuse me, 6 foot 8 inches deep, and it is approximately 33 feet from the clean out, and it is heading south and right next to a large tree. Now we got people running more water. We're going to run through. We're going to take a look at the rest of the line out to the city sewer. The joint's got a little offset to it, but not terrible. No major root intrusion, no major break or anything. Now we have a section that they installed a sewer liner. And this is at about 40 feet, so it's not far past where we were. So we're going to run through the sewer liner. I believe they installed the sewer liner maybe 10 years ago or so. I believe this was Schulke Plumbing. And we have roots growing in from behind the sewer liner into the ABS plastic. Unfortunately, these roots are very aggressive in this area. And the sewer liner is just not going to hold up in this area. Eventually, this will destroy and tear up the end of the liner and curl it up to where it's going to have to be replaced. It would be better to pull a trenchless sewer line than to put a liner in, which will hold up. So we're going to run through now. We're dropping down, going out toward the street. Now we have another major issue. Again, it's from the ABS plastic right here and right where this liner starts. So there's another section of liner. We're going to go ahead and we're going to mark this area. Okay, this area is at 10 foot 3 inches deep, and it is right in the parkway in front of units 21, 22, 23, and 24. Right in the parkway area. There's a very large root intrusion right there at the end of the liner. And we're going to push in toward the city sewer now. And we're going out into the street now. And we'll take a look at the rest of the liner going out to the city sewer. We got a large hump right there, very large hump, which means the roots are trying to come through the bottom of the liner right there. These roots are too aggressive with these large trees to run a liner. And now we're making a turn, dropping in toward the city sewer. And we got some root intrusion right at the saddle. As you see them hanging down, it's very difficult to see this because we're in a turn. You can see it a little bit right there better, where it's coming in right at the end of the liner. The ends of the liners are the most susceptible to having roots come through because it's the weakest point in the liner. That's the saddle area, and then we drop into the city sewer right there. So we got quite a bit of roots hanging down all over in that area. You can see it more as we're coming back. It's quite a bit of roots. I'm going to pull back now. We've looked at all the joints. And as I said, there's a large hump right there. Big old bulge where roots are trying to push through that liner. And eventually they will push through the liner. They'll break through it. Unfortunately, liners like these don't hold up real well with aggressive tree roots in the area. We always recommend replacement of the line. It's a little more expensive, but then you don't have to do it twice, and they'll hold up. It's a very thick plastic piping that's installed. We're going to pull back some more, so we got more root intrusion right there at the end of the liner. That's coming back into the parkway area. Got a short section of vitreous clay, and got some root intrusion there. Smaller root intrusion in that joint, and we had a larger root intrusion coming back where the joint appeared to be in fair condition. Appeared to be in fair condition. Now we're coming back to a very, very large root intrusion, and that will cause stoppages. It's holding back water, and not much of an opening in there. You can see it acts as a dam. So it's going to stop paper and debris and everything else and stop up. Very large obstruction. Pulling back, making a turn. And the ABS plastic, the vitreous clay, appeared to be in fair condition. A little tiny bit of an offset, but not terrible. And now we're coming back up and out of our mainline sewer cleanout. That will conclude our video sewer inspection at Acama Ardmore.